This week, Alabama Life goes beyond the stereotype of white tablecloths.
You can wear jeans in here if you'd like, that's fine with me.
Spirits surround us in Huntsville.
Good Lord, if you just get to work.
And we meet a restaurant owner with an inspiring story of survival. It's all in search of good eats and wild adventures. There's no time to waste. This is Alabama Life.
Coming up next on Alabama Life, Haunted Huntsville.
Something is different. Something is different about me. Something is sick. Something is suddenly sick.
Every U.S. state has pockets of paranormal activity, haunted houses, ghost towns, and locations of horrific murders. In Alabama, one of those spots is the city of Huntsville. The city has rich history, which lends itself perfectly to hauntings in cemeteries, public land, and historic buildings.
Well, Helion Lodge number 1 is the oldest in the state of Alabama that's still in existence. And
each place has a story, and the storytellers for our tour are historian Jackie Reeves and medium Kevin Thompson.
I was asked to do a ghost tour here in Huntsville, and the person who talked to me said, just make a bunch of stuff up. Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to know the difference. And as a historian, of course, that just flew all over me. John Hunt, for whom Huntsville is named, of course, was a member of the lodge, as we were one.
Well, I'm one of the co-founders of the Huntsville Ghost Walk, and I am also a sensitive medium. Good Lord, please, just keep everything moving, get it to work.
You know that you've passed away? Kevin Thompson is one of our partners in the Huntsville Ghost Walk, and he is with the military serving our country. But we also discovered early on that he has a unique ability of being able to communicate with ghosts. He sees them, and he talks to them, and he hears them. And he's picked up a lot of crazy things that you can't make up.
Good Lord, if you just get to work, we can talk later.
I was always able to gather feelings and emotions from other people, and I didn't quite understand exactly what was going on until I learned how to separate it, and that was through my parents and my grandparents, who finally said, well, it's time you know. So, yeah, it's all in the family. It's a hereditary issue.
It's not an easy family trait to live with.
Well, quite honestly, Becky, I'm still coming to grips with a lot of aspects of it. Did I wish I didn't have it? Sometimes, yes. For example, you pass a man in a mall and you know that he's a pedophile. What do you do with that?
It's important to note that Kevin was not informed ahead of time which locations we were going to visit. The following scenes are paranormal investigations and not reenactments. Our first stop is the historic Helion Lodge. And as we brought in a group of people who were taking the Huntsville Ghost Walk, when we walked into this next room, one of the guests on the Ghost Walk said that there were men seated in all of the chairs here. And they turned around and they looked at him. And he left in a hurry. Kevin has never been in this building before.
This is, this whole place
He stays here, yeah.
It reeks of him.
And
a lot of haunting, if you look at it, a lot of hauntings are based around something historical. So when you come to the Huntsville Ghost Walk, you get a happy medium. Oh, pardon the pun.
Is this an intelligent?
Yeah, very
so
intelligent.
He's really here with us.
Yeah.
It's not a residual.
Yeah, as soon as I walk in, I'm bumped up, and there he was.
Jackie asked Kevin important questions during his readings to help build the story of the place. He's extremely focused while he's interacting with spiritual energy.
Something's in the wall. When they open the wall, they'll find me.
For the ghost tours, we specialize a lot in the history, because if you hear about a ghost that is at a location, don't you want to know who it is or why they're there?
I'm all over the place. This is my place. I'm going to protect it, but I can't be involved. There's a side deal that has gone on with members of the lodge, and it's something big. I want to say that there's something economic going on, that they were looking at purchasing something with group money.
The reaction from the spectators is immediate.
Something's in the wall. When they open the wall, they'll find me. All spirits really want is to be heard. All they really want is to be remembered. A lot of times spirits just want their stories to be told. I told you to be careful who you told about this.
Paranormal activity is found everywhere. There are transient ghosts that come and go. They can follow people around. They can follow furniture. They can follow, I guess, just about anything.
We could stay at the lodge for hours, but we have other places to explore. We move on to the historic bank building on the square downtown.
This building is known to have a number of ghosts inside. One of them is a ghost of a woman who was here, and her name is Lily. And people call her Miss Lily, which would have been appropriate at that time.
Those girls will be lazy. I can already see it now. I can tell now that they're not going to work. They're going to be lazy. I'm going to have to get rid of them too.
Kevin immediately channels a female spirit.
Were you here when the Union soldiers came into town?
Good Lord, please, just keep everything moving. Get it to work. Everything's around the telegraph. Everybody's heard about it.
That war was declared.
Somebody got shot. There's fever, though. Fever is in the room. He came to break the chains and to set the captives free. It's like a panicky feeling because we're all closed in.
It sounds like there are other spirits in the room.
Frustration. They're not doing what I want them to do. Two different people now talking at the same time. This is frustrating. I need to move. I need to draw them out. I need to draw them away. How often are you here? Not often? Because somebody has, there's actually people that have seen her and have reported this. Not just here, but she starts here in the stairwell and she moves along a long corridor. Look at it from a sensitive's point of view. The place is historical because something big has happened there and there's been a large emotional discharge. The Civil War means a lot to them. It's historical, you've got that side of it, but you've also got high discharges of emotional energy that they have left behind.
Do they know that they're dead?
I don't think they're aware of much. They seem really, really repetitive.
The bank proves to be draining and frustrating for Kevin. He asks us to move on to another location. The next and last stop on our tour is the Maple Hill Cemetery. It's the oldest and largest cemetery in Huntsville. Many historical people are buried here, including 5 of Alabama's governors.
During the Civil War, Union soldiers camped out here, and they took the wooden fence that was around the cemetery and they burned it for firewood. And they used some of these headstones for target practice.
Kevin is drawn to one of the graves. It's the grave of Elizabeth Dale Gibbons Flanagan Jeffries High Brown Route.
She had 6 husbands while she lived in Alabama, and all 6 died of mysterious circumstances. But our medium said when he came to this grave, he actually communicated with the ghost of Philip Flanagan.
I'm actually laying on my side. I'm looking around the kitchen. Table leg is going to be right here. I'm looking around, there's no rats. Where is she? Something is different. Something is different about me. Something is sick. Something is suddenly sick. My tongue is discolored.
Of course, the rumor is that she killed some of her other husbands with arsenic.
I'm looking at my fingers.
Nails,
My
maybe?
fingers hurt. They hurt. Why would she have done this? How could she have done this to me? But now I'm insignificant. I'm, fading. I'm
Me
so
too.
insignificant.
Fading into death.
Yeah.
She was about to stand trial for the murders, and it was right at about that time that the Civil War broke out. So whatever concern anybody had about bringing her to justice went to the back burner, as they say.
The Black Widow case is still unsolved. This is only the beginning. Haunted Huntsville has many more stories to tell.
I would say that this is a very unique way to learn Huntsville history. We're not going to force you to believe in ghosts, because at the end of the day, it is a ghost story.
You get the history, you get the legacy that these spirits have left behind. You get the lessons behind it, but you also get the real-time communication from the spirits themselves. Are they scary? No. Can they scare you? Yes. Does that make sense?
And remember, superstitions say if you see a ghost, walk around it 9 times and it will disappear. What do you believe?
No, I didn't have any money. I was on welfare when I opened up my restaurant. I just had that dream and vision.